Hello, and thank you for joining us. You're watching Newsroom series on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today, our focus is on the southeast region of the country. But first, we'll give you our top stories. And of course, for our top story, we already know that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, have already arrived in Nigeria for the Invictus Games, in promoting the Invictus Games. And of course, they landed in the nation's capital of Abuja early this morning as they continue their tour, the 72-hour tour, that is, to promote the Invictus Games. So we'll bring you the full report in a bit, but we have other top stories which we'll definitely be delving into right now. And as we head to the courts, Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja says the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, must come to court and answer to the fraud allegations preferred against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, to the tune of 80 billion naira. Now, in the ruling, Justice Nwite stated that the application filed by the anti-graft agency, that no application be heard without the defendant being in court, was meritorious. While citing Section 3962 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, the trial judge held that Mr. Bello ought to make himself available first before filing any process. Now, the trial judge held that since Mr. Bello has continued to disobey court orders, he would not be allowed to file any application or be heard. Now, the former Kogi State Governor, Yahaya Bello, is also praying the court to stay further hearing of the alleged money laundering suit filed against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission until the Court of Appeal decides a pending case relating to the same matter. Mr. Bello, through his counsel, Abdul Wahab Mohammed, informed the court that the EFCC had, by a motion ex parte, got an order of the appeal court stopping the contempt proceedings filed by him against the agency at the High Court sitting in Lokoja. The counsel therefore says, as the appellate court has already fixed May the 20th to hear the case, it will be important the Federal High Court awaits the outcome before going further with the trial. Now, the case has already been adjourned till June the 13th for arraignment. There is an uneasy calm at the Conference University of Science and Technology in Kogi State after the abduction of 9 students from the institution. Our crew visited some 12 hours today to observe the situation after gunmen suspected to be bandits attacked the institution. Now, eyewitness accounts told Channels Television that the gunmen invaded the university on Thursday night while the students were studying for their forthcoming examinations. The state government and police authorities have already confirmed the attack, even as security has now been beefed up on the university campus. Meanwhile, there's an uneasy calm following the visit of the state governor on a Thursday, as some lawmakers are believed to have moved their property out of their apartments in anticipation of a potential demolition, that's in Rivers State. Now, members of the Rivers State House of Assembly had on Thursday raised an alarm over alleged plot by the governor to demolish the assembly quarters. Addressing a press conference shortly after the governor's visit, the Rivers House Speaker, Martin Amewule, accused the governor of being in violation of a subsisting court order. So let's head to Anambra State, where Governor Chukwuma Soludo has reiterated the commitment of his administration to supporting the military on a continuous basis, as they are crucial in the fight against insecurity in Anambra State. Governor Soludo gave the assurance through his deputy, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, when members of the House of Representatives Committee on the Army paid him a courtesy visit at Government House Awka. While intimating the members on the various achievements of the Soludo administration for the state, the deputy governor notes that through collaboration with the military and other uniformed men in the state, significant feats have been achieved security-wise, with promises to sustain the tempo of the partnership, especially with the Army.
I welcome all of you on behalf of Mr. Governor. When we were sworn in, we met a terrible situation in Anambra. In fact, we keep telling the story of how we had security reports, even on our own movements to the swearing-in ceremony. But I want to tell you that today it is not so. Anambra has been liberated to a large extent from the hands of these people. Less than 2% of the population trying to define who we are. And we say, no, that is not the Anambra. The military, the army, the navy, the air force, the police, our own security apparatus, because they don't work in isolation. They work with the village vigilantes, the community vigilantes. In Anambra State, we have a structured security apparatus. That's why the governor thought it wise to have Commissioner for Homeland Affairs.
Well, the leader of the team and deputy chairman of the House of Representatives Committee on Army, Mr. David Ogeu, explains that the team came for an oversight function in Anambra to know how the army are faring and to seek support for them from the state government. He commends Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his support to the military in the state and appeals that the gesture be sustained.
We are in Anambra State today for an oversight function to see to the well-being of the military in some of their formation and some of the ongoing projects, to see how it's going and the level at which it is and what is needed to be done. And that is the reason why you find us before thy presence this afternoon to let you know that we're in your state to carry out this function, and also to seek also for your support for the military. Of course, I must appreciate you also coming in. We've had some great testimony from the military people on how some of the challenges have really doused down. It's a good testimony and something to appreciate the government. And like Oliver Twist to say, we cannot stop to ask for more. We will still ask you to continue to support them and to see how this operation remains successful until this insecurity is brought to the barest minimum, if possible, to the end of it.
Still in Anambra, hundreds of delegates from several dioceses, the clergy and laity of the Anglican Diocese of Awka, converged on the capital city for the second session of the 13th Synod of the Anglican Diocese holding at the Church of Pentecost in Awka. During the presidential charge, the Archbishop of the Province of the Niger and Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Alexander Ibezim, aside calling on Christians to be wary of the perilous times, notes the hunger and anger in the land, and therefore called on the federal government to do the needful, while commending the governor or the administration of Governor Chukwuma Soludo for massive infrastructural development in Anambra State.
Synod is the assembly of the highest decision-making body of the church, and during the events, representatives of churches within and outside the diocese and other relevant stakeholders, including government representatives, assemble to discuss matters of spiritual importance, among other issues.
In 1 Corinthians 9:24 to 27, NIV, do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? So in running the Christian race, I pray that everyone that is listening to my voice, you will not be disqualified in Jesus' name.
On the state of the nation, he calls on President Bola Tinubu to note the hunger and hardship in the land and address them.
I just highlighted that there is hunger, there is poverty, and there is economic hardship. And of course, the level of insecurity. The Lord will deliver our country in the name of Jesus Christ.
He also commends the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, for the massive infrastructural development he has embarked on since he assumed office.
We commend the Governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, and of course his deputy, Sir Dr. Onyekachukwu Beziru, we thank them for their effort. Every sector of the state economy is feeling the impact of this government. The education system is on a massive reform. Roads and the other infrastructures are under renovation and construction.
In his words of appreciation, Speaker of the Anambra State House of Assembly commends the church for its contribution to molding the society and gives assurance of complementing these efforts with relevant laws.
The philosophy behind what we're doing in Anambra today is quite different from what is happening before. Mrs. Governor will call it distorting change. Distorting change. And we know in any society you want to change the way of life of the people. People are going to challenges. But I think Mr. Governor is intentional about that. How to recreate a society that will be better for us.
As the session comes to an end, delegates speak about the essence of church and state collaboration for peace and progress.
In every nation, in every institution, everybody has its own job. The church has the job of spiritual education, nurturing people for eternity, giving people moral strength to be able to integrate in the society. When we do that, it is duty of business capitalists to build factories, and duty of the government to provide security and amenities. And if all these things are done, then a nation will be progressing.
The Synod for 2025 will be held at the St. Mary's Church, Nri in Aniocha local government area of the state.
Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Otti says one of the ways Nigeria can solve the problem of food security is through the mechanization of farming and establishing such businesses across the state of the Federation. Speaking during the capacity building training for the first batch of 300 candidates selected for agricultural training at the CSS Global Integrated Farms, Nasarawa State, Dr. Otti said, with this measure, Nigeria would have found the panacea to food security amid rising import costs. He reassured participants of the program of comprehensive support, saying that government will cover all expenses from inception to the completion of the agricultural training.
There is nothing to worry about. We've done everything possible to also secure the state. And one of the ways to secure the state is what we are doing now. After training 300 people and they are gainfully engaged, they won't be available for crime and criminality. They will be big men in their own right. So I want all of you to be big men. My charge to you is that you will be great ambassadors of the state. You pay attention to every detail, and you will learn to come and teach others.
Meanwhile, the Abia State government says the Alex Otti administration has commenced a comprehensive recertification exercise for all land title documents in the state. Speaking to newsmen in Umuahia, the Abia State capital, the Commissioner for Lands and Housing, Honorable Chaka Chukwumerije, said the recertification exercise is a corrective measure that is meant to clean up the state's land records, avoiding overlaps as well as ensuring a seamless land administration process, adding that it's designed to update plot holders' information, upgrade survey records to universal traverse Mercator standards, verify payment of ground rent, taxes, and other charges.
Basically, the government is cleaning up its land records and taking a decisive step in sorting out the issue of double allocation, the issue of unrealized allocation, the issue of the upgrade of survey data from the local/Nigerian of origin to UTM, which means the accuracy of survey data, so we don't have issues of overlaps in one property over another property. And we are also using the opportunity to recover statutory dues, ground rents that haven't been paid, building leases that have been expired. So the recertification exercise affords the state the opportunity to have a clean slate in terms of its land administration system.
The Ebonyi State government has commissioned 31 World Bank-assisted community projects under the Community and Social Development Agency across the 13 local government areas of the state. The state governor, Francis Nwifuru, represented by his wife, Uzoma Nwifuru, during the inauguration of the micro-projects, stated that these projects reflect the state's commitments to empowering communities for self-help and development.
The wife of Ebonyi State Governor Uzoma Nwifuru and top government functionary are on a tour of community and social development agencies assisted micro projects across the council areas of the state. The projects include health centers, boreholes, classroom blocks, and other intervention projects. These projects stand as a major foundation for growth and excellence for the Nwifuru-led administration. She used the opportunity to inaugurate local government committees on better health for rural children, women, physically challenged and displaced persons.
The Foundation represents a new chapter in our collective efforts to make a positive impact in our lives. These projects are a signature of what PEWO intends for our rural communities, addressing pressing issues that affect our rural communities and its social component. As we embark on this journey together, I urge all of us to embrace this project and make it a personal venture.
Meanwhile, 310 million naira was released by the state government to embark on these projects, awarding 10 million naira each to 31 communities to initiate and execute projects of their choice under the initiative of Ebonyi State Community Social Development Agency, which is a World Bank-assisted intervention.
This World Bank program is not for people in the urban, it's more of the grassroots, to make sure that the indigent people who really need help, their lives will be bettered.
If somebody develop an emergency in the health issues, instead of when we carry the person to Abakaleke or the local government here, the time is that the life is saved because it reduces time, and then it's cheaper because the local government are contributing, in running that place, and the community development CDAs, they are equally involved.
Some residents applaud the state government for the intervention, even as they decry on the state of the classroom blocks and healthcare facilities before the projects.
This one now is a bit conducive more than the rest or the former that we've been using. The former we have been using have not been as better as this, though we still need more ventilation, at least air condition or fan inside the new building to make it more conducive for students to learn in a cool and conducive environment.
Although these 31 community projects executed and commissioned are under phase 1 of the intervention program, as 17 more community projects will be embarked on under the phase 2.
Still in the Ebonyi State, the state government has denied imposing a traditional ruler on the people of Nkomoro community in Iza North local government area of the state. Now, the people of Nkomoro community are alleging that there are plans to impose a new traditional ruler in the community by the state government.
The people of Nkomoro community are on the streets of Abakaleke, the Ebonyi State capital, to protest over an alleged plan to crown a new traditional ruler known to them on Saturday, May the 11th. The protesters, carrying placards with different inscriptions, are calling on the state government and security agencies to come to their aid, as the community is well known for peaceful coexistence and will not accept an imposter as traditional ruler.
We heard on the news that somebody has presented himself as our Ezogo. Nobody in Nkomoro knew about it. That is the reason all those people are here. We are crying. And the man in question have never for one day come to Nkomoru to please with us that he went to be our Ezogo. We never had it even one day. So it's painful. Everybody is crying. He want to cause trouble in Nkomoru. That's the reason we are crying, coming here so that there is a peace in Nkomoru land.
We want the state government to intervene and rescue us in this dilemma. To stop the Saturday coronation, not even Saturday coronation, to give us more date for us to go and prepare according to the Commissioner of the Local Government and Chieftaincy.
The protesters, while registering their grievances at the Office of the Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, are appealing to the state government to intervene on the set date and give them more time to prepare, arguing that they have made requests and would not want the chieftaincy tussle to cause any crisis in the community.
We have the acknowledgement copy. So maybe the mail will come to your table. Please, we do respect. Look at it and please let the date be shifted so that we'll get prepared. The entire community will get prepared and stand for election.
The Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters, Mr. Uchenna Igwe, denies government involvement in selecting or imposing a person as a traditional ruler, explaining that there are procedures which the community must carry out to produce who becomes their traditional ruler and present same to the state government.
If you are not comfortable with the date, I may use my office to change the date for you. But whoever that wants to stand the election should go and stand the election. It is not for one person. It is not that you don't want. The word you don't want to go and demonstrate it on the field, on the line there. Are you getting me? It is not coming to this place to tell me you don't want. I'm not from Nkumoro. You are from Nkumoro. Prepare yourself, your energy, reserve it to the day of election and coronation. You go and demonstrate it there at the field, not in my office.
The Nkomoro community is made up of 2 clans, Izo and Oryuzo, with 8 kindred.
The Imo State government, in collaboration with its digital development partners, have trained over 1,000 youth in the state on the use of CCTV, car tracking, and numerous entrepreneurial and digital skills necessary to survive in the 21st century. During a special digital training program themed Exploring Digital Innovations, the organizers say the training is part of the Cohort 3 of the state government's Skill Up Imo program aimed at helping the youth to be self-reliant and help reduce unemployment. Some of the participants commend the state government for this opportunity, which they say will go a long way to help the youth.
To reduce the number of crime in the society, the amount of crime, by empowering these youth with digital skills with which they can go out and make money for themselves. This is in collaboration with the government and supporting the initiative of reducing insecurity and crime in the state.
I sincerely want to appreciate the government of Imo State for starting up this program. Actually, it is going to impact a lot in us, the youths. So far, we've learned, working with the company Dawa, they've taught us a lot on CCTV. You know, we've learned the importance of CCTV. We've learned about cameras, you know, their usage, and how we can also make use of CCTV to secure our environment.
Right, so let's get you back to our top story, where the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, have arrived in Nigeria for their 72-hour tour to promote the Invictus Games. They arrived this morning in Abuja aboard a British Airways flight, which was slightly delayed after the scheduled pilot went ill and a replacement had to be quickly arranged. They were received by some Nigerian officials at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja this afternoon. The couple visited the defense headquarters, where they were given the traditional military welcome.
That's a motorcade of Harry and Meghan driving into the defense headquarters in Abuja. This is the couple's first visit to Nigeria, and it's at the instance of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa.
Ready for inspection, Your Highness.
At the defense headquarters, Harry inspected the Guard of Honor, and the couple were given the traditional military welcome. Earlier in the day, the couple visited the Lightway Academy in Abuja to promote mental health among teens. Their visit is to primarily promote the Invictus Games after Harry met the Nigerian team and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, at last year's competition in Düsseldorf, Germany. The couple is due to meet with injured service members at a military hospital in Kaduna. They will also attend a training session for the charity organization Nigeria Unconquered, which collaborates with the Invictus Games, as well as the reception where military families will be honored. On Saturday, the couple will attend a training session for the organization, Nigeria Unconquered, and a reception hosted by the Chief of Defense Staff in honor of military families. In the afternoon, Meghan will co-host an event of women in leadership with Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Director General of the World Trade Organization. On Sunday, the couple will attend a basketball clinic with Giants of Africa, a cultural reception, and a polo fundraiser for Nigeria Unconquered.
And that's Newsroom series. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balu.